Pixar. Not only is The Incredibles 2 inches going to shatter the opening weekend box office record for animated films, it has a chance to earn one of the top 10 opening weekends for any movie as industry estimates project a jaw-dropping $182 million launch for the Pixar sequel. Friday numbers for the Brad Bird-directed film show that it's performing not as a family film, but as a four-quadrant blockbuster that is gaining heavy interest from all ages. Opening day totals clocked in at $71.5 million, including an animation record $18.5 million from Thursday previews. Reception has been stellar with an A on Cinema Score and a 94% score on Rotten Tomatoes. Also read, The Incredibles 2 soars to record $18.5 million at Thursday box office from this Friday result. Disney is keeping their projections slightly lower than industry estimates at $160 minus $170 million. But if Incredibles 2 holds on to a $180 million plus start, it will be 35% ahead of the previous animation opening record, which was made by Finding Dory, with $135 million in 2016. Incredibles 2 has already taken the opening day animation record from Dory, which made $54 million on its first Friday. On top of that, the Pixar superhero family could outperform their Marvel superhero cousins, posting a higher opening weekend than Iron Man 3 or Captain America: Civil War. A $180 million start would also be higher than the opening weekend for last year's Beauty and the Beast remake, which made $174 million. Also read, Incredibles 2 film review, Pixar's superhero family is back, baby, and what a baby. Even if Saturday and Sunday numbers cause the film to fall into Disney's projected range, that would still be the second highest ever opening for a June release behind only Jurassic World, and would beat the openings for Marvel Studios' 2017 releases, Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 2 Inches and Thor: Ragnarok. In the face of this competition, only Ocean's 8 has been able to post relatively high numbers, earning an estimated $20 million this weekend. That's a strong result for the Village Roadshow-produced Ocean's 11 spin-off, holding its drop-off to 50% from its $41 million start and putting it on its way to the same long-lasting success as its Ocean's predecessors. Also read, every Pixar character voiced by John Ratzenberger, from Toy Story 2, Incredibles 2, photos. Coming in third is another Warner Brothers release, the New Line comedy, Tag. After making $5.4 million from 3,382 screens on Friday, the film is looking at a decent opening weekend of $15 million. By comparison, New Line's last comedy, Game Night, opened to $17 million and grossed $117 million worldwide against a $37 million budget. Tag has earned a B on Cinema Score and 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. Slow, A Star Wars Story, and Deadpool 2 complete the top 5, with both films estimated to make around $9 million this weekend. A24's Hereditary falls outside the top 5 but has earned a solid 50% hold with an estimated $6.6 million second weekend. In 7th is Columbia's remake of Superfly, which is looking at an estimated weekend total of $5.7 million. Having been released on Wednesday and making $2.1 million in its first 2 days, the Director X film is looking at a 5-day start on the lower end of tracking with approximately $8 million from 2,200 locations. He's been called Pixar's good luck charm, and that's because to date, John Ratzenberger has done voice work for every Pixar film. The 71-year-old actor might forever be known to TV viewers as Cliff Clavin on Cheers, but to audiences who have grown up with these movies, he's been a consistent voice for over 20 years. Ratzenberger returned to voice the villain the Underminer in the latest Pixar joint, The Incredibles 2, opening this Friday. And whether it's a supporting part or a quick Easter egg cameo, Ratzenberger has always been there. Here's a chronological list of each of those characters. Pixar, Getty Images. Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3. By far Ratzenberger's most well-known Pixar character, this porking piggy bank is chock full of great one-liners and quips across the Toy Story trilogy, whether it's trading jokes with Mr. potato head are making snide put-downs about Andy's neighbor Sid. My favorite though is his admiration of one Buzz Lightyear. Ooh, impressive wingspan. Very good, Pixar PT. Flea, A Bug's Life. You may have forgotten about A Bug's Life in the Pixar oeuvre, but Ratzenberger gives his most exuberant performance in it, playing a literal parasite in the circus industry. There was a line of flies outside the tent, went on forever. It must have been a foot long. Pixar Yeti, Monsters, Inc., Monsters University. Ratzenberger showed his lovable side as the banished, abominable snowman in Monsters, Inc. All he wants is to be liked, even if he does want to serve lemon snow cones. Pixar Fish School. Finding Nemo. In Finding Nemo, Ratzenberger portrays a school of fish that loves doing impressions and mocking a sourpuss like Marlin. Pixar The Underminer. The Incredibles 2. It almost looked like Pixar went a whole movie without including Ratzenberger, but he shows up right at the end as a new villain for the superhero family, a mole man with a gigantic grill called the Underminer. The sequel picks up right where the original left off, with the Incredibles doing battle with Ratzenberger's Underminer villain. Pixar Mac. Cars 2. Cars 3. Ratzenberger plays the traveling big rig truck to Lightning McQueen named Mac. And in the first, Cars, the movie ends with a credits sequence in which Mac goes to a drive-in theater and watches car versions of every Pixar movie, which of course each feature his own voice. They're just using the same actor over and over, he says. What kind of cut-rate production is this? Pixar Mustafa, Ratatouille. Ratzenberger gets to put on his best French accent to play the neurotic waiter in Ratatouille. Mustafa. Pixar John, a Wall-E. Ratzenberger makes a quick cameo as one of the bloated humans aboard the Axiom as Wall-E tries to track down Eve. Pixar construction foreman Tom, Up. Ratzenberger's character gets a face full of leaf blower when he appears early on in Up, playing a construction foreman offering Carl Fredricksen a big haul to sell and demolish his precious house. Pixar Gordon, Brave. Another blink and you'll miss it cameo. Ratzenberger voices a castle guard named Gordon in 2012's Brave. Pixar Fritz, Inside Out. Ratzenberger plays a brain cell serving as a repairman for the board operated by young Riley's feelings. Pixar Earl, The Good Dinosaur. Ratzenberger's cameo is the shortest yet in what also might be Pixar's most disappointing film, but he plays a velociraptor that's part of the main villain's gang in The Good Dinosaur. Pixar husband Crab, Bill. Finding Dory. Rather than reprise his role as the School of Fish in the Finding Nemo sequel, Ratzenberger played a husband crab who snips grass just before Dory slips into some pipes to escape her new aquarium home. Pixar One Ortodontia, Coco. While Coco is mostly made up of a Latin cast, directors Leon Crick and Adrian Molina still found a spot for Ratzenberger as one of the traveling souls on the Day of the Dean. Juan Ortodontia, who can be seen getting his photo snapped crossing the border to the real world. Pixar. He's been called Pixar's good luck charm, and that's because to date, John Ratzenberger has done voice work for every Pixar film. The 71-year-old actor might forever be known to TV viewers as Cliff Clavin on Cheers, but to audiences who have grown up with these movies, he's been a consistent voice for over 20 years. Ratzenberger returned to voice the villain the Underminer in the latest Pixar joint The Incredibles 2, opening this Friday. And whether it's a supporting part or a quick Easter egg cameo, Ratzenberger has always been there. Here's a chronological list of each of those characters.